What's going on, dudes and dudettes? Different background, different setup. No, I have not moved. Life throws you curveballs sometimes, and sometimes those curveballs come in the form of a wet carpet and an interior wall water line leaking. So, dealing with a lot of fun things in the basement, and obviously, it has to hit the week I'm testing a peak week. But it is what it is. Not letting it get to me. Homeowners insurance will cover it. But we're going to keep this video short. I actually mean that this time. Raw, uncut, unedited, one take, because I am in the middle of a test peak week. My energy levels are exceptionally low. It's going to be a struggle, guys. I apologize in advance. But I wanted to at least cover what peak week is, the concept of it, so that next week's video, whenever I have all of this data gathered and I'm a little bit more clear-headed, you'll have the background knowledge. That's basically what I'm trying to get at here. So, what is peak week? In the context of bodybuilding, it is the week leading up to your show, and it's when you start to just tinker with a couple different variables to bring the best physique possible. What are those variables? You regulate carbs, you regulate water, and you can regulate sodium intake as well. Why those specific things? Carbs are an easy energy source. We've covered that in previous videos. But the more carbs you have, that gets pulled right into the muscles. That's what gives you that full look, the pump. If you have a big carb meal before you go into the gym, you're going to have vascularity, assuming you're lean enough. Muscle or veins popping, muscles will be full and bulging. So the theory is carb cycle, get your body used to lower carbs leading up to about midweek, and then slowly start to increase them, and then day of show, you don't want to spill over, which is where you go way overboard, and then you look fluffy, blurry on stage. It is a fine line. This is very scientific. It might not sound that way because I am not a scientist. I'm not wearing a lab coat. It's helpful to slowly increase them, though. Right now, my carbs, like today, I've had 25 grams of carbs. That's it. That's probably all I'm going to have. It is 8:13 p.m. and I think I'm done eating for the day. Yesterday I had 50, the day before that 100, 150, and then tomorrow they will start to ramp back up. So 50 tomorrow on Wednesday when this video goes live, 100 Thursday, 150 Friday, and then I might treat my workout Saturday morning, treat it as though it's show day, just to see how my body really responds having that many carbs, slowly building it back up. But doing it slow and steady. Ideally, you'd want to carb cycle for a little bit longer. I don't know how long I'm going to carb cycle for. I think last show I did like 4 weeks out. I was carb cycling, and that was just brutal. Like 50 carb days. It's not the day of 50 carbs. It's the day after, because you're just running on fumes. I hit a wall probably about like 6 p.m. Yesterday. Same thing today. I anticipate tomorrow probably about the same. It'll slowly get better, though. This is all temporary. That's what I keep telling myself. But apart from the carbs, you can also regulate your water. You want to decrease your water intake leading up to show day. Sort of like overdo it with water the first couple of days. Slowly start to cut back your water, because you want to have that skin tight, lean look. You don't want to have a lot of excess water, subcutaneous water, that gives you a bloated look. It's a fine line, though, because you also need the water to be pulled into your muscles to give them that full look. If you are dehydrated, your muscles aren't really going to look that great. I have yet to figure out what is better. Is it the carbs and you can be dehydrated? Does the carb cycling not really matter and you want to be just more hydrated? I don't know. We're going to find out. That's probably why I'm doing this test peak week. But this past week, distilled water is big. My first show, my buddy Tim that was coaching me, I said, why does he made a big point. It was like, that week you want distilled water, and I was like, why? Like, what is magical about distilled water? And he said, because it is distilled, it is better at pulling out impurities, toxins, all of that when it is processed through your system, because it doesn't have the extra minerals. Now, there's some studies that have come out that I guess distilled water might not be the best for you. I haven't done a deep dive into that, but it is new literature out there. Not that it's bad for you, but your body needs electrolytes, minerals. Obviously, it's what plants crave, so you need electrolytes. But for peak week purposes, distilled water, I had 2 gallons on Sunday, which was a struggle. Try drinking 2 gallons of water in a normal day. It's painful. I barely got it in. And then a gallon yesterday, gallon today, and I'll do a half gallon Wednesday, Thursday, maybe a quart of water on Friday. Again, I'm trying to find out the minimum effective dose. How's that for science for you, huh? Fucking nerds. Yeah, minimum effective dose for my water intake. What can I get away with without, again, spilling over, which makes more sense in the liquid context than carbs, but whatever. I want to see how much water I can get away with drinking, because in my past shows, it's not the food that I was dying for. I mean, yes, I was looking forward to the food after the show, but my God, did I want water, because you're just backstage. Like, I'm dry scooping pump product and dry scooping pre-workout. I'm eating all of these delicious sugary snacks backstage, but all I can think about is water, and it's not healthy. We have big caveat or asterisks on this. We are now into the realm of prep where this is not healthy. Everything leading up to this point, it's a lifestyle balance, key takeaways, implement into your life. What I'm doing from here on out, unless you are actually going to compete, don't do this. It's unless you want to just, for shits and giggles, see if you can do it, fine, but it's not sustainable. I'm not doing this for 4 weeks. I'm doing a test peak week. I'll have 2 more weeks, maybe 3 weeks of back to just sort of eating regular, and then another peak week, and then show day. I can't believe it's here already. I really can't. The third variable is sodium. I haven't done this in the past. I haven't done enough research to know exactly how to do it. I think the theory is you basically sodium cycling, where I think you deplete your sodium leading up to show, and then increase it so that, again, it's pulling more water into your muscles. I could have that completely ass backward, though. I don't know. I have to do a deep dive into it and figure it out before I try to implement it. I'm not opposed to it. Anything that works. That might be something I've got, time between this show and my next show. I look into it, have a couple of, summers where I get lean enough to see physical changes and how that works. We'll see. I never rule anything out. I'm always adjusting, learning, adapting. But those are the 3 big things for peak week. As far as your adjusting of macronutrients, what you're putting in your body. Workout wise, basically just keep doing what you're doing. Obviously your strength is going to take a hit. My strength is taking a hit. It's humbling, but I probably won't work out this week. I'm going to keep pushing, but actual peak week, I probably won't lift after Wednesday, and I probably won't do cardio after Wednesday or Thursday either. Again, depends how I look, depends how I feel. But why am I doing a peak week now? Why am I gonna double my suffering on all of this? Because I want to. I've never done a peak week before to see how my body responds to carb cycling, water depletion. Certainly not from just the single peak week when I'm not clear-headed, because I'm 7% body fat and I'm just not clear-headed at all to be able to just, I'm going through the motions. Okay, this is my carbs, I eat it, and just that's it. I want to be able to analyze it. I'm taking daily pictures in the morning when I first wake up, post-workout, doing my best to document it just so that I can look back and say, okay, you know, this was a lower carb day, I still had a good pump. I felt fantastic today. I felt massive in the gym, and I only had 50 grams of carbs yesterday. So if I can get a hell of a pump with minimal carbs, keeps me from having a spillover. It's really tempting day of show. You're backstage and you've got the Kit Kats and the Reese's Cups. I'm going to try this year to keep my backstage snacking relatively low glycemic index. From a sugar perspective, we'll see how that works out. I'll probably do a video or include in a video my backstage snacks, and anyone that has any recommendations on backstage snacks, I will also take those into consideration. But I've got a couple more weeks to adjust to and evaluate all this information. But that's going to be it, guys. That's this video. I apologize if I am not as amped and upbeat as I normally am. I'm clearly not quick enough from a wits perspective to give you guys zingers and cringe. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you're watching this video saying, my God, could it just be peak week every week for the entirety of prep? Because this is so much more bearable to watch. I don't think that's accurate, though. So I will see you guys next week. I will have all of the data calculated. I will get my Bunsen burners, my titration tubes, all of that out. I will run some tests for science, and I'll have some more information for you guys. So enjoy the rest of your week. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.